Hello again, YouTube family. It's been a little bit, but here we are back on to do some more shoe reviews. Well, this time it's going to be a shoe battle. I had someone ask for a battle between the Nike Vaporfly 3 and the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. As you might remember from my very first YouTube channel that I did, we had this shoe, the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3, against the Nike Alphafly 2. And that seemed to be a pretty popular upload, at least as far as the content I've uploaded recently. And so in the interim between now and when I first did that video, Nike released their Vaporfly 3. I guess you can say the gist of this shoe is to lighten up from previous models of shoes in their super shoe category and sort of make a hybrid between the stability that the Alphafly 2 offered and then the lightness and nimbleness that the Next Percent 2 offered. And so that was kind of a joint fusion, however you want to describe it, with this shoe. So just to recap a few specs, we'll revisit the Saucony here real quick. As far as weight goes, in men's size 9, you're looking at 7.2 ounces and about 6.3 ounces for a women's size 8. And then in the heel-to-toe drop, you have 39.5 millimeters of stack height in the heel, and it tapers down to 31.5 millimeters of stack height in the forefoot, 8 millimeter drop shoe. Similarly, in the Vaporfly 3, what you have back here in the heel is 38 millimeters and 30 millimeters in the toe box. Again, 8 millimeter drop. Very similar stack height shoes, ever slightly more in the Saucony. But both very soft, very comfortable. The Vaporfly uses the ZoomX foam, whereas the Saucony uses the Power Run PB foam, which each company's called their proprietary foam. So it's very squishy, as you can see. Well, not the squishiest out there, but it's still pretty soft. Now, it's a shoe battle, so which one would I pick? Now that we have a slight difference here from the very first time I was doing a shoe battle, that's a tough question. What were we talking here? Are we talking marathon or half marathon? So a couple things. I have put well over 200 miles in this shoe since the very first video. I think it's pretty durable. It's in good shape. The tread, is fully intact. There's a little bit of scuffing here in the bottom, but really it's been a very durable shoe, and I have no plans in retiring it anytime soon. But it is a training shoe. It's like long run with tempo in it. This shoe I've maybe put about 50 to 60 miles in it, and it's still in good shape. The tread is in very fine shape. The back, that's going to wear out probably a little bit faster than the Saucony. There's a bit of a weight difference. The men's size 9 in the Vaporfly is 6.5 ounces, where it's only 5.6 ounces in a women's size 8. So you're looking at almost an ounce for the respective size difference. I think in a 5K, 10K to half marathon, I'm going to take this one, definitely, because it's so light. It's just, when you put the shoe on, it kind of disappears on your foot. It's also super breathable. It's summertime. It's Texas. I'll complain about that later. Not to complain about now. It's Texas. It's hot. Anyway, you can see my fingers there. That's how breathable it is. It's very nice because it's Texas. It's hot. And we're still pretty breathable over here. You can't quite see my fingers in there. Pretend those are my toes. That'd get a little weird on YouTube. Stuck my toes up. That'd be my OnlyFans, so it'll be later. Now the thing between the two shoes, I do want to give a little bit of caution with the Saucony. Yes, there is their Endorphin Elite. No, I have not gotten it yet. It's expensive. The toe off in the shoe. So if I put it down here, you can see there's a lot of space here. So the shoe emphasizes toe off. In the Endorphin Elite, it has even more toe off. So one thing that it's a fine shoe. Both of them are wonderful shoes. I'm not going to dog one over the other. But with this one, you need good toe mobility. Your big toe really needs to be able to bend and work with this shoe. If you have anything wrong with your toes, your metatarsals, as it were, anything like that. Potentially even your Achilles and calves. Be careful in that shoe, because the more toe off you have, the more it's going to push you forward. But the more you can get pushed forward and pop energy back into the shoe and then back out into your stride, the more you're getting out of it. So whereas this shoe, it still has the toe off, but it's more subtle. It's definitely in the ride between the two. You have a more stable, subtle ride in this, and it's more stable and subtle than what the Next Percent 2 was. So if you need to kind of lay off your big toe, go with this one. If that's not too of an issue with you, this is also a great option. Just bear in mind the weight difference. Some people still, from what I can tell in reviews, are having a little bit of a stability issue just because there's such little with the shoe, and it's a very neutral shoe, that maybe they're pronating just a little more than they want. That's still kind of an issue with the Vaporfly 3, but it's not as much with the Next Percent. Now, as far as if I had to run a marathon in between these two, that is, oh man, that's a tough sell. I think summertime and PR, I think I'd still take this one. In the winter, that it would be closer between these two, just because they each ride a little bit different. I was expecting more pop out of this one, like the Next Percent would do, but it's just a subtle cruiser. It's like a sports sedan that has a comfortable suspension, but with the horsepower and the drivetrain to accelerate the car forward. And you don't know that you suddenly got up to 100 miles an hour, and then you're looking around going, how did that happen? Whereas in a traditional sports car with a tied down suspension and a loud exhaust, it's telling you that it's getting there. So the Vaporfly, I think, is done a good job of maybe just trying to be a stable mid to longer distance, and not talking like the 800 meter here, meaning like the half marathon to the marathon. I think it's trying to get some of that stability, and then it's lightened itself up in a traditional racing flat sense to get you that 5K time that you might want. It will do a 5K for you. It could run on the track for you. I found it a little spongy for a track, but each to their own. I wouldn't be concerned about it, because sometimes you just need to go do a workout. You want your feet comfortable. You want a little bit of energy return. Most of the carbon plated shoes are going to honestly do that for you. They're a treat to run in. And no, you probably shouldn't run in them every day. This one, so back to its durability, it's a strong shoe. I will be able to get 300 miles, no problem out of it. This shoe, what is 300 to the Saucony might be 260, 270 to the Vaporfly. But I gotta hang on and see. I will definitely update you guys when I do get the shoe to that standpoint, because I don't want to sell this shoe short either. In the comparison, that's just off of a hunch from what I've known from my previous Nike shoes, and so far what this one is doing for me. So in the battle of things, it's a tough battle. I do have a half marathon I'll probably do in the very end of October, the Indy Monument half. I'll be in shape, but probably in good enough shape to at least rock a few miles. I am going to do it in the Vaporfly 3, and then I'll probably do another half, later, and then we might pick another shoe so we can kind of compare. I do want to be able to get close to 6 minute, if not under 6 minute pace, to really feel the shoe out. And I did race it in a half in April as soon as I got the shoe, like out of the box, on my foot, let's go to the start line, yay. Didn't really race it that fast, except I closed down like a 6:02 final mile, just to get to the finish line and do a little bit of effort. And the shoe was pretty smooth. It got to 6:02 pace, and I didn't know I was moving that fast, and the shoe was very, very stable. There's obviously, pace is relative, so please do keep in mind that it is respective to my paces. If I'm railing it at 6 minute pace for a few minutes, that could be someone's 7 minute pace, or that could be someone's 5 minute pace. It just runs the spectrum. I've strided in the shoe and hit a 4:30 pace a few times, just doing a few openers, things like that. The shoe's fine there as well. I've also jogged a cool down in the shoe at 8:30 minute mile pace, and the shoe is again fine there. So if you are a 3.5-4 hour marathoner, you will get something out of the shoe. If you're a 2:30 marathoner, you will definitely get something out of the shoe. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody in there, though I would still maybe push maybe the 3.5, 4 hour marathoner towards the Alpha Fly still, just because it's a boat of a shoe, but it's I think still offers that protection that this shoe may not do. That would be my only take. But anyway, it's a battle between these two shoes. So very close, but we're gonna favor this one for now, and we're just gonna keep training in you. Yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoe review, and we'll be back on for a running shoe roundup, kind of everything I've used for more or less the year, and it will be would I buy it again or not. Fun fact, these two are going to get discussed, and yes, I'd buy them both. Anyway, until next time, you guys take care.